But I think him being in Nashville for the last 5 years has like helped. We've kind of met in the middle. Like he's chilled out a little bit, but he's just down for anything. Like he's so.
Miranda Lambert has officially broken her silence, putting an end to years of speculation and rumor. The country music star confirmed what fans and the media have long been guessing about her relationship with Blake Shelton. The revelation comes after years of denial, stirring up even more curiosity about what really went on behind the scenes, what led to the sudden shift in her stance. Join us as we uncover the truth behind Miranda's latest confession and what it means for her and Blake moving forward. Early life. Miranda Lambert was born on November 10, 1983, in Lindale, Texas, a small town that would shape much of who she became. Growing up in a tight-knit family, Lambert's childhood was anything but ordinary. Her parents, Rick and Beverly Lambert, worked as private investigators, a job that often brought them face-to-face with people's most challenging situations. This line of work exposed young Miranda to stories of heartbreak, resilience, and struggle, themes she would later weave into her music. Her parents' love for music played a big role in her life. Rick was a talented guitarist who often played country and southern rock songs at home. Beverly, meanwhile, supported Miranda's budding interest in singing from a young age. Lambert absorbed the music of legends like Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, and Loretta Lynn, who became her idols. In her own words, her small-town upbringing combined with her family's musical passion gave her the real, raw perspective that has always been central to her artistry. Lambert's journey into music began early. By her teenage years, she was already performing at local talent shows and festivals. Her father taught her how to play the guitar, and before long, she started writing her own songs. The experiences she had growing up and the stories she had heard from her parents' work became rich material for her lyrics. When she was just 16, Miranda joined a local band that played in honky-tonks and other small venues. These performances helped her gain confidence and develop her style. It wasn't glamorous, just a girl with big dreams singing her heart out in smoky bars, but gave her the kind of grit and determination she needed to survive in the competitive world of country music. In 2003, she got her first major break by competing in the reality show Nashville Star. Unlike many reality shows that churn out pop stars, this one focused on discovering genuine country talent. Lambert didn't win, she placed third, but her performances left a lasting impression on the judges and audiences. The exposure led to her signing a record deal with Sony Music. This was the start of her professional music career, a journey that would take her from small-town stages to sold-out arenas. Her debut album, Kerosene, released in 2005, introduced the world to her fiery, independent spirit. With songs like Gunpowder and Lead and Kerosene, she shared her no-nonsense approach to life and love, striking a chord with listeners who admired her fearless attitude. Despite her growing fame, Lambert remained deeply connected to her roots, often crediting her hometown and upbringing as the foundation of her success. Lambert's early years laid the groundwork for her rise to stardom, but the road ahead wasn't always smooth. As her music career soared, her personal life faced challenges that would test her resilience and shape the artist she would become. Rise to fame. Miranda Lambert's big moment came in 2005 with the release of her debut album, Kerosene. The album didn't just put her on the map. It lit the fire that would make her one of country music's brightest stars. Packed with raw energy and unapologetic lyrics, the album quickly climbed the charts. Its title track, Kerosene, became a breakout hit, reaching the top 20 on the country charts. The song's fiery message of empowerment struck a chord with fans, especially women who admired Lambert's boldness and honesty. Kerosene wasn't just about commercial success. It also earned critical praise. Reviewers loved her unique blend of traditional country roots with modern rebellious twist. For many, it was clear that Lambert wasn't trying to fit into the typical country star mold. Instead, she was carving out her own path, one where she called the shots and stayed true to herself. This fierce independence quickly became her signature. From there, Lambert's career only gained momentum. Her songwriting stood out too. She had a way of telling stories that felt deeply personal yet universal at the same time. With Kerosene, Lambert established herself not only as a singer but as a serious artist with a strong voice and vision. While Kerosene opened doors, It was her follow-up albums that solidified her place as a country music powerhouse. In 2007, she released Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, an album that pushed the boundaries even further. Tracks like Gunpowder and Lead showcase her no-nonsense attitude and fearless spirit. The album was a massive success, earning her widespread acclaim and her first Academy of Country Music Award for Album of the Year. Critics praise her ability to mix vulnerability with strength, and fans love her for being relatable, real, and unapologetically herself. Her next album, Revolution, 2009, marked a turning point in her career. While Lambert was already a star, this album made her a household name. Songs like The House That Built Me showed a softer, more introspective side to her, proving she could tackle emotional ballads as powerfully as she could deliver fiery anthems. The song became her first #1 hit and earned her a Grammy Award for Best Female Country Vocal Performance. With Revolution, Lambert proved she wasn't just a rising star, she was here to stay. The album won multiple awards, including the Country Music Association Album of the Year, cementing her reputation as one of the most talented and respected artists in country music. Over the years, Lambert continued to rack up accolades. She became a frequent winner at the Country Music Association, CMA, Awards, the Academy of Country Music, ACM Awards, and even the Grammys. These honors reflected not only her talent, but also the impact she had on country music as a genre. Her ability to blend traditional country sounds with her own unique edge inspired a new generation of artists, making her a trailblazer in the industry. Lambert's rise to fame was marked by hard work, bold choices, and staying true to her roots. She became a symbol of empowerment and authenticity, showing that success doesn't have to come at the cost of individuality. Next, we'll explore Miranda's personal life and how her experiences, both good and bad, shaped her into the artist and person she is today. Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton's story began in 2005 on a stage that neither of them will forget. The two country stars were paired to perform a duet of You're the Reason God made Oklahoma during CMT's 100 Greatest Duets concert. Their voices blended beautifully, and their chemistry was undeniable. Watching them sing, it was clear there was something special between them. However, their connection was not without complications. At the time, both Miranda and Blake were in a relationship. Blake was married to his first wife, Kenneth G., and Miranda was dating someone as well. Despite these commitments, their bond seemed to grow instantly. Years later, both Miranda and Blake would admit that the sparks they felt during that duet were real and intense. As their friendship deepened, rumors began to swirl about their relationship. Fans and media couldn't help but notice their closeness, and soon questions arose about the timing of their romance. Not long after, Blake and his wife announced their divorce, adding fuel to fire. Miranda also ended her relationship around the same time. Their love story became a topic of public debate, with some applauding their chemistry and others criticizing the overlap with their previous relationships. Both Miranda and Blake have since spoken candidly about their feelings during that time. They admitted it was complicated and emotional, but they couldn't ignore the connection they shared. Despite the controversy, the two officially became a couple. They began dating publicly, and their relationship quickly became one of country music's most talked about romances. Miranda and Blake's love story was messy, passionate, and deeply real, setting the stage for the next chapter of their lives together. After their undeniable chemistry during their 2005 duet, Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton's personal lives underwent significant changes. Blake was married to his first wife, Kenneth G., at the time, but their marriage began to falter. In 2006, Blake and Kenneth officially divorced, fueling rumors about his growing connection with Miranda. On Miranda's side, she was engaged to another man. However, as her relationship with Blake deepened, she made the difficult decision to end her engagement. Both artists were now single, and their evolving relationship moved into the public eye. Although their journey was surrounded by whispers and controversy, they stood by their feelings, saying they had found something unique in each other. Debuting as a couple in 2007, Miranda and Blake made their relationship official with a grand entrance at the CMT Music Awards. Walking the red carpet together, they confirmed what many had already suspected. They were a couple, Their debut sparked widespread attention and excitement from fans and the country music industry alike. Blake, known for his charismatic and humorous personality, and Miranda, celebrated for her fierce independence, quickly became one of country music's most beloved pairs. The couple's public debut wasn't without its challenges. The lingering controversy from their earlier relationships followed them, but Miranda and Blake seemed unbothered. Instead, they leaned into their shared passion for music and began appearing together at various events. Over time, their genuine affection for one another won over critics and fans alike. As Miranda and Blake's relationship grew, so did their careers, and the pressure of being in the spotlight together. Stay tuned to find out how they balance love, fame, and their ever-demanding schedules. Marriage. Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton tied the knot on May 14, 2011, in a beautiful ceremony at the Don Strange Ranch in Boerne, Texas. Surrounded by family, close friends, and fellow country stars, the wedding was a celebration of their love and shared life in music. One of the highlights of their marriage was the way their talents often intertwined. Miranda and Blake collaborated on several projects, showcasing their chemistry not only as a couple but as artists. Songs like Bearskin Rug reveal their playful and tender side, while tracks like Over You showcase their emotional depth. Over You was particularly special to both of them. Inspired by Blake's personal loss of his brother in a car accident, the song became one of Miranda's most touching hits. The collaboration earned the couple critical acclaim, with the song winning a Country Music Association Award for Song of the Year in 2012. This partnership highlighted how their love and shared experiences translated beautifully into music. Working together allowed them to connect. On another level, they shared the stage at concerts and industry events, offering glimpses of their bond to fans. Their music seemed to tell a story of love, loss, and resilience, drawing listeners in. However, the same schedules that brought them together also made it difficult to spend quality time as a couple. Their collaboration was magical, but fame brought its own set of pressures. Stay tuned to find out how they navigated the highs and lows of their relationship in the public eye. The Voice. In 2011, Blake Shelton joined the cast of The Voice as one of its original coaches. The show quickly became a massive hit, catapulting him to a new level of fame. Blake's charming personality, humor, and genuine connection with contestants made him a fan favorite. His mentorship on the show helped shape aspiring artists, and his own music career benefited greatly from the visibility. Shelton went from being a country star to a household name, reaching an audience far beyond country music fans. While this success was exciting, it brought unique challenges to his marriage with Miranda Lambert. Blake's commitment to The Voice required him to spend months filming in Los Angeles, far from their home and Miranda's touring schedule. The physical distance, paired with the demands of their careers, made it difficult for them to spend meaningful time together. Although they supported each other publicly, the strain of being apart was undeniable. Challenges in marriage. Both Miranda and Blake were at the peak of their careers, but their professional obligations often pulled them in opposite directions. Miranda spent much of her time on the road headlining tours and promoting her albums, while Blake's role in The Voice and his increasing fame as a television personality kept him tethered to Hollywood. In interviews, they acknowledged how tough it was to maintain a healthy relationship with such hectic schedules. Miranda once joked that they communicated more via text messages and phone calls than in person. Even when they had time together, they often found themselves exhausted from their busy lives. Despite their best efforts, balancing two thriving careers while maintaining a marriage in the public proved to be one of their biggest challenges. Another layer to their struggles came from their contrasting personalities. Blake Shelton was known for his lighthearted, carefree attitude and a love for laughter and fun. He brought a sense of humor and a laid-back vibe to every situation. On the other hand, Miranda Lambert had a more introspective and passionate nature. Her music often reflected deep emotions and a fiery spirit, which contrasted with Blake's more easygoing demeanor. These differences were part of what made their connection so magnetic initially, but over time, they sometimes led to misunderstandings. While Blake's humor was a strength, Miranda's more serious side often focused on the emotional intensity of their relationship. Finding common ground between these opposing traits was a challenge, especially as their lives became more stressful with fame and distance. Rumors of infidelity, As Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton's marriage progressed, they found themselves at the center of rumors that would test their bond. Rumors of infidelity were frequently circulated in tabloids, with some speculating about Blake's involvement. Some reports speculated about Blake's interactions with other women, including singer Katie Groves. These stories were often exaggerated, but their frequent appearance in media caused waves in their personal lives. Blake addressed the rumors head-on in interviews, insisting that he and Miranda had nothing to hide. He emphasized their commitment to transparency and trust in their relationship, often brushing off the claims with humor and dismissing them as baseless gossip. However, the constant spotlight on their personal lives made it difficult for either of them to ignore the speculation completely. Miranda two-faced scrutiny, with rumors occasionally turning toward her. For a couple so prominently in the public eye, it seemed like the whispers of infidelity never really went away. The endless coverage of their relationship became a significant source of tension. Tabloid headlines painted a picture of a marriage in crisis, often using out-of-context quotes or anonymous sources to fan the flames. The pressure of constantly having their loyalty and commitment questioned by the media placed an enormous strain on their relationship. Even when the rumors were untrue, they forced Blake and Miranda to address issues that might not have existed otherwise, amplifying insecurities. The trust issues caused by the constant media intrusion were hard to overcome. While both worked hard to reassure each other, the strain of being in the public made their already complicated lives even more difficult. With their busy careers pulling them in opposite directions and the media feeding doubts, the cracks in their marriage deepened. The divorce. In 2015, after 4 years of marriage, Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton announced their divorce, shocking fans in the country music world. Their relationship, once seen as a fairy tale union of two talented and charismatic stars, had come to an end. Despite their best efforts to make their marriage work, the challenges of their fast-paced careers, personal differences, and the constant strain of public scrutiny proved too much to overcome. Both Miranda and Blake released statements that reflected their heartbreak, but also showed a sense of respect for one another. In a joint announcement, they expressed that their decision to part ways was not made lightly. They admitted that they had tried to navigate the struggles, but ultimately chose to end their marriage for the best. Fans and the media quickly responded, some offering support, while others speculated on the reasons behind the split. Allegations and gossip circulated, but neither Blake nor Miranda fueled the rumors, choosing instead to focus on their careers and healing. Legal drama. When Blake Shelton initiated the divorce in 2015, many were surprised by how quickly things unfolded. The process seemed to move at lightning speed, with the divorce being finalized just days after the announcement. This swift conclusion sparked widespread speculation about what had been happening behind the scenes. For fans, the suddenness of it all hinted that tensions had been building long before they made it public. Reports emerged suggesting there had been disagreements about trust and lifestyle differences, though neither Blake nor Miranda directly confirmed these claims. Allegations arose that Blake had concerns about infidelity, though Miranda consistently denied these accusations. On the other hand, there were rumors suggesting Miranda felt unsupported and misunderstood in the marriage, particularly when it came to balancing their careers and personal lives. The intense media attention only made things worse for both of them. Tabloids were filled with stories, some questioning Blake's motives for filing so quickly, and others dissecting Miranda's personal life. Both were forced to endure public judgment during an already emotional time. Despite the swirling rumors, Miranda and Blake largely avoided public mudslinging. While Blake occasionally spoke about the breakup in interviews, he mostly focused on moving forward, as did Miranda. For both stars, the emotional toll was evident in their music. Songs like Miranda's Vice and Blake's She's Got Away with Words reflected the heartbreak, confusion, and frustration of their split. Each used their craft to process their pain, and fans connected deeply with the raw emotion in their lyrics. Though their marriage ended, the story didn't stop there. Both Blake and Miranda would go on to find new loves and new beginnings. Post-divorce growth. The end of her marriage with Blake Shelton was undoubtedly one of the most difficult experiences of Miranda Lambert's life. The public nature of the breakup, combined with the emotional weight of losing her partner, took a toll on her in ways that were hard to fully understand from the outside. For a woman known for her strong and fiery persona, It was clear that the pain was real. In the months following the divorce, Miranda struggled with feelings of heartbreak and loss. She had invested so much of herself into her relationship with Blake, and suddenly that chapter of her life was over. She shared in interviews that it was a painful process, but it was also one that led her to deep reflection. During this time, Miranda leaned heavily on her music, as she always had. She used songwriting as a way to work through her emotions. Her songs became a safe place where she could express her hurt, anger, and vulnerability. The release of her album The Weight of These Wings in 2016 reflected much of what she was going through. It wasn't just an album, it was a raw emotional journey. Fans would feel the pain in songs like Tin Man, where she sang about wanting to avoid feeling too much, and in We Should Be Friends, where she embraced the idea of moving forward despite the pain of the past. Music wasn't her only form of support, though. Miranda also turned to her close friends and family in a tough time. When she could have easily withdrawn from the world, she instead leaned on the people who had always been there for her. They offered comfort, advice, and a sense of normalcy when everything else felt uncertain. Miranda also worked hard to focus on personal growth. She took time for herself, seeking out new experiences and focusing on her own happiness. She even adopted a series of rescue dogs, which became a source of comfort and love during those hard times. Her journey after the divorce was about healing and finding strength in herself once more. As Miranda began to rebuild her life, she found new loves and passions, setting the stage for the next chapter of her story. New beginnings. After Miranda Lambert and Blake Shelton's divorce, both went on to find new relationships, each taking different paths that would shape their lives moving forward. Blake Shelton. His new relationship with singer Gwen Stefani became public shortly after his divorce from Miranda. Their connection began when they both appeared as coaches on The Voice, and over time, their chemistry became undeniable. The media and fans quickly took notice of their blossoming relationship. However, the early stages of Blake and Gwen's relationship were also filled with rumors and speculation. One of the most talked about rumors was about an alleged affair between Blake and a nanny, which caused tension and fueled gossip. Blake publicly denied these accusations, but the drama didn't die down immediately. Despite the challenges and public scrutiny, Blake and Gwen's bond only grew stronger. Eventually, they got married in 2021, and their union was celebrated as a love story that had overcome hurdles. Their relationship was a stark contrast to Blake's marriage with Miranda, which had been under the media's microscope from the very start. As for Miranda, she also found love again, but in a very different way. In early 2018, Miranda began dating Brendan McLaughlin, a New York City police officer. Their relationship was kept largely private first, with Miranda surprising fans when she announced their marriage in February 2019, just months after they had started dating. Unlike Blake's highly publicized relationship with Gwen, Miranda and Brendan's dynamic was much more low-key. Brendan was someone who was not in the public eye, and this seemed to provide Miranda with a sense of peace and stability that had been missing in her previous relationships. They kept their personal lives largely private, and this contrast to her past relationships was a breath of fresh air for Miranda. She embraced her new life with Brendan, and the two seemed to find happiness in a quieter, more grounded way. Both Blake and Miranda found new beginnings in relationships that reflected their personal growth and evolving desires. While Blake's relationship with Gwen played out in the public spotlight, Miranda found solace in a more private romance with Brendan. Despite the differences in how they handled their love lives, both seemed to move on and found happiness once again. But there's more to their stories, as both Miranda and Blake continue to thrive in their careers, facing new challenges, triumphs, and opportunities. Healing through music. After Miranda Lambert's divorce from Blake Shelton, she turned to her music as a way to process her emotions and experiences. Music had always been a form of expression for her, but in the years following her split, it became a tool for healing. One of the standout songs that reflected her personal journey was Got My Name Changed Back, which she released in 2019. The song was a clear message about reclaiming her identity after the end of her marriage. In the track, she sings about taking back control and embracing who she is without the ties of her past relationship. The lyrics resonated deeply with fans who had gone through similar experiences of reclaiming their independence after a significant life change. Beyond that song, Miranda's post-divorce albums carried themes of empowerment, heartbreak, and resilience. In her music, she poured her heart out, sharing her vulnerability and strength. Her lyrics became a way to communicate what she had been through while also inspiring others. She used her personal struggles to create music that was not only cathartic for her, but also meaningful to her listeners. In albums like Wild Card and The Weight of These Wings, Miranda's songs explore a variety of emotions, from personal loss to newfound freedom, showing her ability to turn pain into art. These albums earned her critical acclaim, with fans and critics praising her raw honesty and depth as a songwriter. Miranda's ability to channel her struggles into music only solidified her place as one of country music's most respected and influential artists. Despite the challenges she faced in her personal life, she continued to thrive in her career, maintaining her status as a leading voice in the genre. She remained a strong figure in the country music scene, known for her powerful vocals, strong songwriting, and authentic storytelling. As she continued to release new music, Miranda showed that she could not only survive heartbreak, but transform it into something beautiful and meaningful. Her music has become a symbol of her resilience, and it is clear that Miranda Lambert is more than just a country star. She is a symbol of strength and perseverance. Miranda Lambert's journey post-divorce has been nothing short of transformative. From heartbreak to healing, her music has told the story of resilience and growth. What do you think about her path to self-discovery and new beginnings? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this update, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the latest updates on your favorite stars and all things country music.